Get ready to get into our elimination finals game number 1.
And we're going over to Apocalypse. We've seen so many, Fortress of Lions. It almost feels like an apocalypse for one of these players who has their sights set on the goal, but one of them will be going home in 3rd place. The down air again. Raydish has been throwing those like high down airs, not really low, close to the ground where they're gonna grab someone just right at the top of the wall, but rather grabbing someone right as they come over the corner. It seems like he's adopted that more consistently here recently rather than just over the corner.
Yeah, he changes it up. Sometimes he will do that kind of landing down air over the corner, that bicycle kick, but he likes to change that range to make it a lot harder to punish. Goes for the down sig.
Oh, that was
still
close.
gets the wall touch, a quick jump ground pound, and BalloonBoy in the driver's seat, but he can't keep it going.
That small wall, and BalloonBoy was able to just find purchase right on the bottom after avoiding that bird foot while he was in sweat beads. He is starting off with the boots here. The neutral air is coming out while Raydish is playing around that soft platform. Now they've traded spots. Raydish looking for those nares. It's the side air punish on the attempt to go back over to the wall. He was on the main stage looking for those nares, potentially getting the dodge and going afterward with an air recovery to get the KO off the top. But no, he had to switch gears as BalloonBoy moved over to the right side.
BalloonBoy was really banking on that recovery, connecting onto Raydish, giving him some hit stun and some chase dodge, but Raydish outspaced it and got that punish for the KO. BalloonBoy now over to the blasters, trying to find some more damage onto Raydish.
Putting a lot of space in between him and Raydish, even backing up right as Raydish moves forward. There's the down air, nothing right after. He's not able to find any bounce. The GCD light towards the edge of the stage when Raydish is behind him is going to lead to a punish. No down air coming out from Raydish. He just hits the bottom side of the D-light into the neutral air. There's the side air from BalloonBoy, potentially setting up for an edge guard. He's moving just a little bit over the corner. Feels confident enough to go for that first D-light. He has plenty of time, so out comes the GCD light right after. But Raydish doesn't fall into that. He doesn't fall into the side sig. He's not falling into these side airs. He's too elusive for BalloonBoy.
Just watch.
Oh, what a dodge.
Gets past him, turns it around, side light, side air. BalloonBoy comes up, hits him with a side air, but he still needs to finish this first stock off of Raydish. No down air thrown out. He's really giving respect to the movement of Raydish in these offstage engagements.
Oh, that's so scary. I think Raydish expected BalloonBoy to hold right a little bit more on that recovery. Flame Sword coming out, but Raydish just backs up, so no punish afterward. They're both whiffing so many attacks, trying to find something here, but BalloonBoy's the one who really needs to find something. He's behind. Here comes the blasters yet again. Raydish all the way over to the left side, now all the way over to the right side, hitting a falling side air.
BalloonBoy fishing for a side air. He's just looking for the opportunity. The downlight into the side air. He'll clean up that stock count, but he really took some damage.
I think he might not have expected that D-light to hit, so he just went for the side air. Maybe he also expected enough damage to come out so he didn't have to go for the recovery. But look at all the damage Raydish sends out. BalloonBoy back over on the wall. No edge guard, no bird foot. He really maybe only saves that for the beginning or when it's guaranteed. There's the recovery. Does go off screen, but not off the top. Side air, no chase.
Covers the corner with the weapon toss. Over to the orb. Goes for a recovery instead of a down air. Just trying to change things up, and it's the falling side air. Raydish looking healthy.
Now, we haven't seen Raydish do too many of those go off the stage and then recover back in some of the previous sets that we've seen. We saw Ahmed doing that quite a bit. Raydish does do it, but it seems like here recently he hasn't been going over on the edge whatsoever.
Yeah, generally he plays it pretty safe on stage. Just throws out those down airs. Ooh, good call out there from BalloonBoy. Jump, gravity cancel, downlight to beat out the downlight from Raydish.
Weapon spawn on the field, but it seems like everybody's ignoring it. Of course, Raydish is going to stick with the orb. BalloonBoy going to stick with the blasters. The rising down air, I think a recovery would have ended up hitting there. Again, avoiding the bird foot wall and sweat beads after that recovery comes out. Not enough on that second recovery. He wasn't high. He was almost high enough, but not quite. There's the down air on the main stage. Does make contact. The in-light two. The flame sword burns the dodge. This could be scary. Sweat beads for BalloonBoy.
Still manages to come back onto the stage, but he's also taking damage for it. Raydish with the corner guard, jumps up, gonna catch BalloonBoy with the neutral air.
I was almost feeling a dash in bird foot there, but Raydish was playing it slow, playing it carefully. He has the full stock lead, could clinch the game here. We're gonna see a bird foot? No. He'll move off, but then go right back on the stage, and he doesn't burn a recovery very often in the process, so he's not using any movement air economy in case BalloonBoy's able to hit him out of that and send him over to the edge, get the reversal.
BalloonBoy over to the blasters now, going to be looking for a KO if he can get it. Fadeaway side air, not quite enough. Weapon toss, not going to connect. He was beaming people with it earlier, but the down sig will give him that stock evener.
Tornado coming through, does hit Raydish, gets the stock, but BalloonBoy has to play basically perfect Brawlhalla, and you're doing it against someone who will wait you out, wait for your move to come out that you have to throw. Look how far that down air sent him. Holy cow, that's almost a KO option for him right now, but it's going to be the side air, and that is the JV2 coming out for Raydish early on in this set. He's going to be feeling good as that 0 turns into a 1.
Just too much damage built up on the side of Raydish onto BalloonBoy. He had such a huge advantage going into those final stocks that he was not worried. All he needed to do was find that one hit.
There was that side air taking that stock. He did take the side air right before that, but he was able to turn it around as BalloonBoy starts moving forward. And we're getting into this next game. No change of scenery, no change of legends whatsoever from either of these players. First weapon going towards Raydish. Second weapon comes out for BalloonBoy. It's what Raydish wants and maybe not what BalloonBoy wants. He might have to move over onto the boots a little bit more because the blasters are really starting to struggle here against Raydish.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to lean a little bit more into the boots, but right now he's once again playing it kind of scared against Raydish. Like, he had him in the vertical, but he just backed away.
He was chasing off stage, though. You're seeing the side light and then the weight, so he can react to what Raydish does. Side air with the chase as well, the neutral air and the recovery, but the flame sword barely missing. A lot of good damage on Raydish so far. If BalloonBoy can stay dialed, hold on to this lead, he might be able to find this stock before Raydish does, but these one hits, these single hits are coming out, and BalloonBoy's not able to find anything. That down air as well.
Just chipping away at BalloonBoy. BalloonBoy trying to get that stage advantage, but Raydish catches him jumping, and the weapon toss from Raydish goes out there just in case for a pickup recovery.
Weapon toss goes high, back over to the orb. We could see a potential disarm here soon if he's not able to refresh, but he is. He knew that might have been coming, and he's able to put out 50 damage so quickly. Neutral air comes through, misses. Are we going to see the neutral light? No, he backs up, out comes the dare. Side light misses, neutral light punish from Raydish. They're both trading side airs back and forth, most of them missing, but there's the side air from BalloonBoy. There's the side air from BalloonBoy. Weapon toss goes high. It's perfect.
But does he have the movement? Raydish got the wall touch. BalloonBoy got the ground pound. That's going to be enough to keep things even.
Choosing to swap back over to the boots. He had the option for the blasters. Let's see. He's just going to recover. That really gives up stage control, so Raydish is able to find these boots and instantly thrown away. He doesn't mind the disarm unless he gets juggled too much. He might end up spending too long on the unarmed. Now the BalloonBoy is able to steal the weapon. Here comes the orb, the weapon toss, but we get the regrab from BalloonBoy, the down air from Raydish.
You know Raydish likes to play that orb. Last game he had it for 84% of it. The side air not able to get BalloonBoy over the corner, so he ends up just falling down.
Yeah, he was changing up the altitude on those down airs as well. He did the low down air and then the high down air in case BalloonBoy thought he was safe and could come back over. Down air the other direction, just barely missing. Weapon toss, not able to regrab over onto the soft platform or picked up. There's the side light into the weight, neutral air. Second neutral air misses.
BalloonBoy trying to dodge in. Neutral air from Raydish. He's got BalloonBoy in the red. One more side air. Doesn't need more. And he's going to go up a stock.
This is a terrifying lead if you're a BalloonBoy fan out there. Almost a full stock. Two-piece coming out. Unarmed recovery does answer back. D-Light into the recovery for the solid damage. Juggle potential. No nair follow-ups. No recovery follow-ups. Backing up over to the left side of the stage. Letting Raydish sit on that soft platform.
Yeah, he threw out another jump just in case Raydish panicked in that spot. But you saw Raydish playing calm and collected. So BalloonBoy not able to go for the exhausted recovery.
BalloonBoy over on the wall. No down airs coming out from Raydish. Catches the high jump over with the side air. There's the down air that we were looking for. And the low down air right after. In case BalloonBoy thought he was safe halfway up that wall.
Boy.
So
further
much
back
movement.
when he risks it with the side signature, and Raydish utilizing that soft platform for a safe landing, then comes down.
Raydish absolutely slowing things down, turning this into a snail's pace here because he can find all of these punishes one after the other. Birdfoot coming out? No, just that low dare.
Doesn't even need to throw out any bird feet. He's keeping it simple.
There's the disarm.
What you got?
BalloonBoy coming in with a big move. Oh, that's so scary, but he fades back in time before he touches the ground. The recovery gonna get the answer back. BalloonBoy about halfway through his final stock. Raydish coming in fresh. Raydish gonna be looking for the next weapon spawn over onto the soft platform. Here comes the orb. It's blasters versus orb.
This is the matchup that they've been playing the most. BalloonBoy needs to start finding some damage here.
Oh, Nair just barely missing. So much damage. BalloonBoy's got to find something very quickly. Eats a side air, gets disarmed. Birdfoot coming out, no. Down air the other direction, had to be a misinput there unless he was reading like a dash through or a dodge through or anything like that. There's the side air. I don't think BalloonBoy can take even a naked side air on its own.
See Raydish trying to cover the corner. Nice weapon toss, giving some safety there. BalloonBoy can't afford to get hit. Side light gonna whiff.
Man, the down air into the fadeaway side air. Again, going with these fadeaway side airs, that time holding forward a little bit more, really playing with that spacing.
He's really trying to play that spacing game, really trying to utilize all the range that the blasters afford.
Oh, he's stacked, but it's so dangerous to throw out a D-Light there. Any move in that moment is really gonna lock you down.
This is the Tension building. Raydish not able to get in. He's one
Yeah.
side away from going up 2-0, but BalloonBoy gives it to him. Whiffs the one attack, and Raydish gets it. Sidelight side air.
And that's exactly why BalloonBoy was going for those fadeaway side airs. Going to be his safest option there by far, because you see the second he doesn't do that, the second he goes for a sidelight, he gets instantly punished, and that's the end of the game.
Now Raydish one game away of going back into the grand finals to go up against Marky Moo. His orb just looking clean right now.
That was great spacing on that ground pound that came through that we just saw in that first clip, because you saw the neutral air come out from Raydish, and BalloonBoy was just a little bit behind him. He wasn't right along the wall, but he was close enough to the wall that someone on the wall was getting hit by that. And that time it was Raydish. This is what I was wondering. When we saw how last game went, I was wondering if we were going to get the Zariel swap.
Full swap, no crossover to the VV. We'll just have a set of gauntlets and a bow.
Man, I just worry about BalloonBoy finding his way in with those gauntlets. At least this game so far, he's going to start out with the bow, hoping that range, but we're going to see Raydish probably be a little bit more aerial here, jumping up and down so he can get away from the extended range of the downlight.
Yeah, BalloonBoy likely going to be looking for ways to catch Raydish's landing with those downlights.
Neutral air potential juggle, but BalloonBoy goes back to the main platform. Man, just that jump, turnaround, side air, all of the combo starters that you want. Okay, that could set up something huge. That did hit an orange, and a great weapon toss over onto the gauntlets. Gets below, yeah, there's the neutral air. Another neutral air, weapon toss, yep, there it is, and that's the stock. Didn't even need to hit the weapon toss.
Really solid play on both sides. BalloonBoy just getting a little bit of the better over Raydish. He was really patient. He didn't burn anything before he got that got hit by that weapon toss, but still BalloonBoy was right there to take him out. Again.
Oh, all right. And the D-Sig, but he has plenty of room to get away from it. If it hits, he's a legend. If he misses, he's not getting punished.
BalloonBoy,
nice ground pound.
This is why he made the swap. The bow just paying dividends.
I was just about to say when we saw that D-Light, if that was Laura's, that was going to be a ground pound, and then right after that comes the ground pound from BalloonBoy.
That's that SA to NA lag.
Yep. Nice, gets away from the neutral light, doesn't stay stacked. He feels really confident in this spacing. His spacing's been so good this game.
Side light comes forward, Raydish able to dodge.
Raydish, yeah, he's not even going out for the dares here. He's that worried about the potential punishes coming out from BalloonBoy. He knows the recovery over the edge from BalloonBoy could catch. Neutral air, anything afterwards. We saw the in-light, the burn dodge as well. There's the in-light. Now he's finding these in-lights. He wasn't able to find them earlier because Raydish wasn't in that right spot the way he was playing.
Still, BalloonBoy so healthy. 2 stocks to the 1 of Raydish, and Raydish.
Oh, he almost had the read.
Closer to the red.
He was so close, turning around that side air. That would have been some huge damage right after that once the dodge was burned from BalloonBoy. Raydish giving space, now jumping in with a side air. There's the D-Light, just barely misses. We see one hit. Another one.
Bad. Sweat beating, Raydish evens it up.
Now we're seeing basically a complete 180 from the previous game. Last time it was Raydish able to grab that JV2 and send it up 2-0. This time Raydish is the one who's going to have to play flawlessly. We already seen the signature hits coming out. If BalloonBoy hits a sidelight, you better expect that in sig.
Raydish playing from below, poking him with those neutral airs. There's the sidelight, no N-Sig. Just the nairs coming out from Raydish. Downlight into the recovery, that'll do it. BalloonBoy's on the board.
Now he goes from the sidelight in SIGs, completely backs away from that because he's expecting Raydish to then expect that. So he's already been potentially countered, but no, he gets the counter to the counter, the sidelight into the weight, and then he's like, no, I'm just gonna use the bow light attack kit, just gonna throw that downlight to be my combo starter into the recovery. Beautiful ground pound there from BalloonBoy, waiting on that one as well. There's the sidelight as Raydish comes forward, he waits for the in-light. Fantastic work on that bow. Really changing everything. How much damage did he even do on the gauntlets? It was 37 damage. I knew it wasn't a lot. I didn't expect it to be that low.
I mean, it was one more than the boots of Raydish, who only put out 36. So both of them kind of just sticking to their one respective weapon.
First weapon's going to go the way of Raydish. It's going to be his orb. He's going to really want to keep BalloonBoy weapon starved here. Even throwing up those boots so he could pick up the next weapon spawn that comes in, but the timing just was a little bit off, so BalloonBoy picks up the bow. This is exactly what Raydish wanted to avoid. Now BalloonBoy is the one to control the weapons.
The weapon spawn on the left side. You see BalloonBoy trying to cover, but he misses the down air. Ooh, goes to the left with that side air. Maybe just trying to put some range between him and Raydish.
Look at all the movements with almost no commitment from these players.
Just to hit. Starting to get some more here. Starting to hit some more here.
Yeah, we're seeing commitments coming out from BalloonBoy. You saw that GC sidelight all the way up there. Raydish, great down air, then back glued to the ground, coming with a neutral air, but gets punished right on that side air. Almost got the head bonk, but BalloonBoy, he didn't get a little bit too hasty. He saw it was sort of that like pseudo head bonk where there's not a lot of time before you can get back up over and touch the wall. So anything that he committed with, he came in with a ground pound. Like he didn't have Bo D-Sig in that moment where he could safely commit with a move.
Ooh,
oh, that was close.
Gravity cancel down light. Doesn't quite hit though. Raydish over to the boots.
Side air, no chase.
Light. Goes for the ground pound there. It's risky, and it's going to be BalloonBoy who gets the better.
He's got a nice lead here. See if he can hold on to this one. Grabs the bow over onto the soft platform. Weapon spawn comes into the right. He actually chooses to chase after Raydish rather than strip that from the field because he wouldn't have had the time to swap out his weapon and go back over onto the bow. So he'll take Raydish having a weapon rather than him having the one that he doesn't want.
Still no bird feet. Dodge is burned. Raydish playing it safe. Side air. It's going to go out there.
Ooh. Great weapon toss. Raydish tried to time it out maybe, hoping he could get around it in time, but he couldn't.
Not going to quite do it.
Man, there are so many large spaces and commitment, and then all of a sudden the explosive power of BalloonBoy's gauntlets, and he gets the stock, now up 2. Look at the change in pace in that single moment, and Raydish was not ready for it. We had dashes and jumps all over the place, 5, 8 seconds between any single move, and then all of a sudden, BalloonBoy pounces.
I just saw that opportunity, caught him with that ground pound, and then went all in on top of Raydish. Raydish down to his final stock here in game number 4. Otherwise, we're going to a game 5.
Side air, Raydish with the classic jump, use that soft platform to move himself up there, then the recovery, then the weapon toss up, then the swap back over onto the orb, the D-light. He misses, but he was able to move all the way over to the right side because you carry so much momentum after the start of that move.
That time, the recovery wasn't stuffed by the ground pound of BalloonBoy, so he backed away.
Nice fadeaway on that recovery as well. He was able to back away in the air with it. It's a little bit steerable. Used to be more, but a little bit still.
Jumps over the recovery from Raydish. Trying to catch
him. Oh, in like the wrong direction again. That had to be a misinput while he was trying to move away from BalloonBoy before turning it around.
Stuck on the corner, gets past the side signature though.
Yeah, one of the rare gauntlet signatures that we've seen. We haven't seen the neutral signature on the bow too many times, but really we haven't seen any gauntlets.
Whoa!
And there we're going to be moving on to a game 5, just like that. Those tiny little explosive moments. That one not quite as explosive as the previous one we saw on the edge guard on the left side, but again, you never know when it's coming. You never know when that chase that BalloonBoy goes for is the one where he's really committing or just kind of putting himself, extending that sphere of influence towards where Raydish is.
He's like a kid who got some fireworks that he's trying to hide from his parents, right? Like, he doesn't want to constantly be lighting those fireworks and letting them go off. Instead, he waits for the parents to maybe go to sleep, then he'll light that one firework and let it go.
You ever lit a water dynamite and put it in your toilet?
I don't know what that is, and that sounds like a really good way to have a really big plumbing bill.
Yeah, I was really lucky that nothing bad happened. Don't tell my mom.
Here we go, game number 5. The winner of this goes into the grand finals. Who's it going to be, Raydish or BalloonBoy?
Both players able to grab that first weapon. Raydish gets the orb that he wants. Now, the gauntlet damage from BalloonBoy that game is way different. We have 180 degrees in the other direction, 367 on the gauntlets, only 67 on the bow.
Might be the reason why he's sticking with them right now here in game number 5. They did so well for him in the last one. Not swinging, just going to go for the safer options with that recovery. With that nair, Raydish able to hit a side air.
Man, that soft platform. Raydish loves to go to this stage, and it seems like people just let him go. I don't think that soft platform is necessarily like the linchpin in his plan. Like, I don't think that's the reason that Raydish wins whatsoever, but still, people seem to like to go to this stage, and they're going to let Raydish pick it.
Backs away with that down there, doesn't even try to cover the corner. Instead, he just wanted to play a little bit away.
Yeah, it was a delayed recovery after that side light, and rare neutral signature coming out.
Spot dodge. He got away from that down air.
Lot of dashes coming out. Y'all can hear it. And again, right there, look at the commitment, the change of pace. It seems like BalloonBoy's like, yeah, you're Raydish. You want to slow things down? I'm going to slow things down too. Oh, nope, here comes the signature, and then I get the KO off of that. Those pace changes are really what's been working so far for BalloonBoy.
He's got those jack-in-the-box
Oh,
plays.
that was
He goes
close.
for the ground pound. Raydish with the weapon toss. Gonna back away. Side light, side air, not quite enough.
BalloonBoy at weapon disadvantage. There is another spawn on the field. Is Raydish going to back up, throw his boots away after this one? Yeah, there's the throwaway. He's going to go in unarmed, hoping to find the side air. He doesn't find it, takes 2 hits. The ground pound comes in, but the dodge up and diagonal to the right.
Got him away from it. Didn't take too much damage. He still needs to finish out BalloonBoy. Just a weapon toss over to the orb.
It
He's
broke
looking
up the
for a side air.
defense, broke up the pace just a little bit, gave him time to grab the orb.
Spot dodge gives BalloonBoy the opening. Recovery,
Nice
okay.
punish. BalloonBoy got a little bit too hasty on that recovery. Even if he hit that recovery, just kind of fishing for it raw like that, it's not like that's going to be the KO option. That's not going to be the Yaku that he's looking for to get that KO off the top, because BalloonBoy was really he's reasonably fresh in that moment. Let's see. There's the recovery, not sending off screen. It's going to need a lot of damage to KO with that on this map.
Backs away, nice movement on the side of Raydish. Got away from that side signature, but he's still taking a lot of damage here. Backs away once again. BalloonBoy chasing him down. Raydish goes far and wide.
We're really seeing BalloonBoy commit to waiting after those side lights. He's not going through the flow chart of side light, GC side light one direction, and the other direction, D light into the recovery. Almost a full stock up. It really feels like this swap from Mega Man over onto the Zario. Like, this is BalloonBoy going in serious style.
I mean, this is what he wanted, that extra range, that ability to catch somebody who's running away from you. He's hitting him with those side signatures with that bow downline. That's what we're talking about, that extended range.
We went from these fadeaway side airs, hoping that Raydish is going to fall into them, all of a sudden to this gauntlet domination, all of a sudden to these explosive moments. Great down air, no, just barely whiffing that ground pound. They've swapped places now. Raydish lands safely. He's able to swap out for the orb. Great regrab.
For a fadeaway Sayer. This time it looks like Raydish on that back foot. Gets a ground pound. Needs a little more. The end gives him the wall touch. Raydish not able to convert that to a KO.
That gravity cancel giving him plenty of time. The rare bike. It's been a minute since we've seen him Raydish pull that one out. I thought he was out of gas, but no, he's got a little bit left in the tank.
Not a fan of the Akira movie because that did not KO for Raydish. BalloonBoy trying to get more, trying to get that extra credit because this is the last stock of Raydish.
Raydish has got to find something big. He's got to find a lot of big things very quickly to deal with these 2 stocks of BalloonBoy, the side light, but he gets above the GC side light. One of the rare times, the recovery all the way high on the right side, and BalloonBoy is making his way into the grand finals after a Game 5 set against Raydish. One thing that Raydish does so well is he grinds you down. You have to be the endurance master, the stamina lord, if you want to deal with Raydish, and BalloonBoy was able to do that, pushes it to Game 5, able to play Raydish's own game against Raydish and then find those explosive moments to get the stock. Holy cow, that's a 3rd place finish for Raydish. Congratulations to him, but BalloonBoy advances to the grand finals.
I mean, the swap to Zario cannot be high.